Well, what's going on, guys? Today, fun task of beginning the disassembly. We're also playing in minus 25. Actually, it's minus 18 now. Sorry. Minus 18. So, we'll be out here for all of 10 minutes today. I guess this would be part 2, roughly, of this build. That being said, the first couple episodes in this series are going to be me on fucking this whole situation. So, very important step of the build is to make it do something. I guess I have to start with, that was easy, pulling the airbags out. Now, very important if you're going to play with airbags. I don't know if this is going to be a how-to yet, but piece of advice. When you're going to go near an airbag, disconnect the battery. I would recommend touching the positive and negative cables together just to make sure that there's no stored current. Very important step. Not doing so and playing with an airbag, well, that's a good way to launch a screwdriver down your throat at about 200 miles an hour. So, not recommended. The car's dead forever now. And we're going to start off by, I believe, popping these covers off. Usually there's a Torx on the side that hold the airbags into the steering wheel. And then we will have some connections for the horns and the airbag. That'll be step one of getting this entire steering column removed. Very important step one. Let's get going, I guess. Once we got that off, we have 2 screws in there. T27 screws. Once that's done, you can remove the airbag. You got some trick wires to do back here, some things to unplug. Then that old girl, you want to draw a line so you make sure this will go on the same way, kind of like this red one. Usually your steering wheel would lock. Mine no longer has locking function. Mine no longer really at all functions, so I'll be careful with these plugs down here. These yellow ones, that's going to be for the airbag. Kind of defeats the purpose of an airbag if your system is fucked. So, take the extra couple seconds to look at what you're doing. Again, cold plastic tends to fucking explode. We made some progress. Now I'm just casually sitting here with a bomb on my bag. Just kind of don't want that. This is cool. I've seen a lot of airbag pigtails before, but this is pretty cool. It's like a quick release. That was a bad voice crack. Quick release. You do that, and you give her a tug, and she's off. Next step, punch the rim, leave the nut on, so you don't end up eating steering wheel. You gotta beat the hell out of the sides of the... Did I say a rim? Beat the hell out of the sides of the steering wheel. I almost said that again. Leave the nut on so if you're hitting towards you, you don't catch this down the throat as well. There's a lot of down the throat hazards with airbags and steering wheels apparently. Now we can see what we're playing with. This is a better look at your ignition switch. So this is a key cylinder that, I don't even know which way this faces. It's a key cylinder which usually sits like this. As you can see, they just kind of fuckified this. Yep. So your key would turn in here, go through this entire cylinder, which is then effectively your master switch, to this, which is your actual ignition switch. So they kind of did their thing here. Then when I got back from impound, fun times, I had to stick my key into here, turn that, and that's what would actually start the car. So this is, neat for someone who doesn't know, I guess. News to me, this, on the back side, the wires that are soldered on, shorted out against this mangled piece of metal, which fucking exploded the main fuses, which are located in the engine bay, if you are curious. 40 amp fuse, mini stud. Ask me how I know. Got that repaired, wrapped it up in tape for the drive home. That was an adventure, gotta love it. If you haven't seen that video of me driving a car back crying, it's pretty embarrassing, kind of funny. I don't really know what the next step is. I guess I just start unscrewing stuff. Part of me just wants to yank this out. Then the other part of me says, no, Rain, you're better than this. Man, I don't know. I can't trust me with these things. Okay, well, I put in the 2 seconds of effort and it's just not cooperating, so we're now going to the part of just nice and easy. We are ready to move on now. It's not like I could really make this any worse, let's be honest. Always remember, whenever you're done unscrewing hardware, throw it directly under the fucking seat. That being said, I guess this would be a perfect time to show you how to replace a multi-function switch on a Honda Civic. Crazy how that works. Just had to get my car stolen to make this video. Be very gentle with this, remember? I would not recommend dangling it, but everything else on my column is just broken and dangling, so what's one more, right? Yeah. So for this switch, you're going to have the 2 screws at the top up here, 1 at the bottom. Usually you would unclip the harness or the plug on this side. Buddy that stole my Civic did this one for me. I wouldn't really say this is the best way to do it, but hitting it with a fucking hammer could work for you. Then on this side, squeeze, pull, throw this in the garbage forever with all your hopes and dreams and your passion for cars and working on them. Next step for the steering column, I'm assuming I'm gonna have to remove. Buddy already did half of this for me. Man, you know what? Getting your car stolen is not so bad. I am gonna make these jokes forever and always now. I feel like I've earned it after 2 cars being stolen. Could be wrong. I think I am able to disconnect the steering shaft on this side of the firewall. If that's the case and I can disconnect the steering shaft on the inside, I'm just going to have some main mounting bolts to the crash structure behind the dashboard is the word. Sam, what'd you see out there? Oh, we're inside warming up and there's this creature staring out. Oh, at the Jeep. Oh, she got good taste in cars. I like that. It's fucking cold out there. Next up, we had this shroud covering the bottom half of the steering column. It is split on the upper side. All you have to do is remove these 2 tension ring things. Tension rings, we'll say, sure. Huh. So then that'll pop right off. At this point, I'm just gonna undo it right about there, I think. We should be set and the steering column should slide right on out. So, good and bad news is they make these cars super easy to steal. The good news is they make them super easy to fix. So far, it's about as simple as it gets. The shaft at the bottom here has a flat spot where this bolt threads into. So you do have to remove the bolts almost completely to slide it out. Once you do that, she'll pop right out, and that's it. It's pretty easy to do. It's weird having to use the light, and it's noon. We got her all slammed in, shaft in there. The 2 bolts at the back here, and the 2 nuts here. With all the plates here, this did get mangled from when it got stolen and a bit from me, but the worst part of this install and replacement, I guess, would be feeding the wires through here. Kind of a pain in the ass. But she's in. She got not aligned well when we're using 3 different sets of steering column parts. And I put it in, and good is good enough for now. This won't be driving for a while. I just want to have my ignition switches functioning, and I don't know if I'm keeping the steering wheel factory or not. Other than that, step 1 of the rebuild process. I have some steering components I have to do next. I have some bent tie rods I gotta play with, and an upper control arm that's pissed off, so that's gonna be the next part. Then hopefully we get to start pulling an engine and doing the fun stuff in the build. That's the old shaft, and you can just see snapped it off right there. Could be worse, not the worst job. Hope you guys enjoy the video so far. It's hard to make this kind of stuff entertaining. Put this out there for people to laugh at my misery. I appreciate you guys watching. If you have any ideas for build ideas on this project, Civic, Jeep, even the Silverado, I guess, leave them below, send me messages. I'm looking for stuff to do all the time, more things to throw money at. So thank you guys for watching. Hi.